Salutations from space and aloha from Earth, folks. This is Gemini Brett of More Than Astrology with a quick video to demonstrate the astronomical roots I believe to be the source of Venus's description of her fall in the sign of Virgo. This is a chart showing just Venus and Sun on Sunday, October 1st, 2017 at 6 a.m. in Seattle, Washington, where I live. First thing we're going to do is go somewhere warmer. We'll head down to San Diego because if we get closer to the equator, this truth will be more evident. So here's 6 a.m. in San Diego on October 1st, 2017, Venus in the 15th degree of Virgo, and the 29th degree of Virgo on the rise. I'm going to move forward some minutes until we get the Libra equinox degree rising here around 6:07 a.m. When Libra equinox is rising, zero Cancer summer solstice for Northern Hemisphere is reaching, and this is the highest altitude degree of the zodiac in the Northern Hemisphere sky. So this is what it looks like on the chart. Venus now is morning star very close to Mars. Their conjunction will be in 4 days on October 5th. This is what it looks like in the sky. We'll use Stellarium software here. So Venus as a morning star, still pretty high and bright. You can see her phase here. She's about 24.5 degrees from the sun at this time. Because zero Cancer here, the summer solstice degree in the Northern Hemisphere at the hand of the high man Orion is reaching at the midheaven at the time. This is the greatest possible curve of the ecliptic. Compare that to when the winter solstice degree galactic center is rising. You see you get this very low curve at that time. Okay. So here's the situation, and if we watch Venus day after day in the morning sky at this time, we will see her literally falling just about vertically into the horizon. So I'm going to move by day. Here's the 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th. There's the Venus-Mars conjunction. I move this ahead to October 11th because this is when Venus reaches the critical degree of her Virgo fall. I'll show that to you on the chart. Here's October 11th, 6:07 a.m. in San Diego. Venus in the 27th degree of Virgo, her critical degree of fall. And look at this, the sun in the 19th degree of Libra, its critical degree of fall at the same time. So this is a pretty cool time to be discussing this idea. All right, so October 11th, 2017, Venus now 22 degrees by phase from the sun. And you'll see that, I'll rewind the clock here, Venus is rising almost due east at that time, so close to the Libra equinox degree. And still, just get it close to sunrise, if we watch her day after day, she's falling on this very vertical line. And that is because we have this very high curve of the ecliptic at that time. Compare this to the next time she'll be in this roughly 25 degree phase from the sun. Venus's synodic cycle, her dance with sun as seen from Earth, is 584 days, or about 19 months. So if I go ahead 19 months to May of 2019, look at May 10th here, bring it back before sunrise, maybe about 5:45. Here's Venus, 25.5 degrees by phase from the sun, May 10th, 2019. And let's have a look at that in Stellarium. Right, so get sun a little closer to rise. And we have a really low curve of the ecliptic at this time. So I'm looking at 5, let's do 5:15. So here we have Capricorn culminating, Capricorn, one of the lowest altitudes in the northern hemisphere sky, right? So 5:15, see that low curve? And so if I move forward day after day here, you're going to see that Venus is not falling vertically into the horizon, but rather moving more sideways. See that happening? This is why I believe Venus is in her fall in the sign of Virgo and not in the sign of Aries. What about Pisces, the sign of her exaltation? The critical degree of her exaltation is the 27th degree of Pisces. She found her way there on January 29th of this year, 2017. So we'll move just after sunset. So looking at about 6 p.m., January 29th, 2017 in San Diego. Venus at this time is almost 46 degrees from the sun, very close to her maximum elongation, the furthest that she can get from sun as an evening star. So January 29th, 2017, about 6 p.m. in San Diego, California. All right, so here she is, this evening star, also close to Mars at that time on the evening side, and in the sign of Pisces. Now, because she's in late Pisces here, what's happening is that when she sets into the west, first of all, she's setting almost due west as the equinox degrees do, and when the Aries equinox sets in the northern hemisphere, because we also at that time have zero Cancer culminating or reaching at the midheaven, we get this very high curve of the ecliptic in the northern hemisphere. So Venus isn't falling on this vertical line, she's exalted. She literally, when she's in the sign of Pisces, can spend maximum time after sunset visible on her throne, exalted as an evening star. So many of us got to see that with our eyes this year. It was an amazing thing, especially January 31st, when there was this beautiful triple conjunction of Moon, Venus, and Mars. Now let's compare this to the next time she separates from the sun towards her maximum elongation as an evening star, and that will be 19 months from this time, January 2017. We'll move ahead to August 16th, 2018. Let's first show that on the chart. All right, Venus at this time, almost 46 degrees from the sun. It is the day of her maximum elongation, her greatest phase angle from the sun in that particular cycle. Now in the sign of Libra, the sign that we know she's said to rule. And you can see Sagittarius, late Sagittarius here at the midheaven. By the time she sets, we're getting to galactic center and the winter solstice for the northern hemisphere degree at the midheaven. In other words, that we don't see this on a chart wheel, this is the lowest altitude of the zodiac in the northern hemisphere sky. So look at 8 p.m. on August 16th, 2018 in Stellarium. So here we go, sun's just setting, and Venus is much lower than she was in the same phase of her synodic cycle at the end of January 2017, right? So she's very low already when the sun sets. And I'll just cruise through time here and you'll see how much less time she has to shine her light as an evening star. All right, so take us back to now and just see this beauty of October 5th coming very soon to a theater called You, when we have Venus and Mars in this very strong conjunction, not only by zodiacal degree, the 20th degree of Virgo, longitude, but also so strongly aligned by latitude as well. Pretty amazing happening. Let's look at that on this chart. So Venus conjoined Mars. The exact time in the West Coast is October 5th, 2017, around 10 a.m. I'm going to rewind this a bit before sunrise. This is how they will appear in the morning sky. At the time, Mercury is very close to Cazimi with Sun, and Moon is almost in exact antitia to this Venus-Mars degree in Virgo. Here's their meeting, 19 degrees, 13 minutes Virgo, and Moon at 11 degrees, 40 minutes Aries. I mean, that's like the almost exact antitia point. Amazingly, that's also just about where Venus stationed retrograde in this year of 2017. There is great magic afoot. I hope you've enjoyed this journey today. This is your friendly astronaut, Gemini Brett, signing off. I will see you in space.